NFL Competition Committee Chairman Rich McKay confirms that pass interference penalties will not be reviewable again in 2020.
Fucking Alberto Riveron. Listen, I thought we were done with this guy. I think that rule was a good rule if it would have been instituted properly. If you had somebody that wasn't inept reviewing the plays and understanding that, yes, there's pushing and shoving on everything, but if it's an egregious pass interference that 99% of the earth could tell, and you don't want to overturn it strictly because you think it puts the refs on the field in a bad position, it's a judgment call, and you don't want to knock them. This is why this rule was put in for good reason, and now it's being removed for good reason. And that good reason is the person that was reviewing these things, making the decisions, just refused to call it how everybody else on earth saw it. I think this could make the game better. A pass interference penalty is detrimental to the death of your team every single game. I mean, it's a first down at least. It could be a 50-yard play. If they fuck it up or don't get it right, there should be an ability with the technology that we have and the humans that we have to make it right. It's too important. The fact that they couldn't execute it last year, I think that isn't the reason to dump it out, but I guess they are dumping it out of the rule book, and I do not love it, AJ.
Well, so do they need to rewrite how the review rules are set up, or do they need to just abide by the rules and not make it so crazy to overturn one of these calls?
I think they just need a new person looking at the reviews. Maybe just take a Twitter poll and just listen to the millions and millions of people on the internet who seem to get it right every time, and Alberto Riveron somehow figures out a way to get it wrong. You saw coaches last year. A pass interference would happen, and there would be no call. They would get out the red flag, look at all of their fans, and be like, listen, I know, I would like to do this, but we all know the person that's reviewing this will not overturn this call, so I'm going to put this, because I don't want to lose a timeout or a challenge, I'm going to put this back in my pocket and not fucking throw it. The reason why is because the person that was reviewing it, this guy right here, Mr. Riveron, probably a good human, probably a good guy. Probably. I have no idea. I've never met him. But him reviewing was a nightmare last year. And it was put in a spotlight with this new rule. And now they're getting rid of it. I'm not happy about it. I feel like we should continue to advance the game with the technology that we have so that these refs don't get crucified, because we're expecting them to make mistakes, but we'd like the ability to correct them. Now we're taking that ability out. I guess it's a no-win if you're a ref. But I think last year it wasn't because of the thought. I think it was because of the execution.
Well, it was because of coaches, like, okay, after the first couple weeks, like, all right, why would I even throw this flag anymore? Like, it's not going to get overturned. I'm going to waste a challenge, lose a timeout.
Bingo.
And then that's what happened to, like, the second half of the season. Like, why would you even throw that flag? You know you're not going to get it. So, yeah, maybe Dean Blandino takes that role and takes over Riveron's gig.
Hey, what he did with the XFL with the transparent review, or the XFL with the transparent reviews, I thought that was awesome. Little guy with an Xbox controller. His leg definitely hit the fucking ground. I don't know how you guys missed that, but we're going to move the ball back to that was great. It was efficient. They didn't have to run 55 yards to look into a tiny little monitor. When their Jumbotron's there, they had an earpiece in. Everybody could hear what they were saying. It made sense. And even if they were wrong, at least you heard why they were thinking about making that move. That was what they should institute. They saw the XFL do it, and although the XFL didn't survive because of quarantine, they had somebody serving nachos that had the coronavirus early in this thing, which is that's kind of a tough thing to get over. I think the XFL did have a lot of good concepts, and I think the transparency of the review thing was a home run that I hope my commissioner, Roger Goodell, will institute as soon as possible.
But it's not in play this year, though, is it? Or are they going to vote on that?
I don't know how you don't see that and go, oh, we should fucking do that.
They had to. They had to hear everybody. Like, it was 100% of people, I feel like, once the XFL started and they saw the review process, they're like, oh, this is great. Why don't – yeah. The NFL should absolutely do this. The NFL doesn't need to be scared of them seeing, like, us seeing behind the curtain and what it looks like. No. I think everyone would appreciate it.
Now, what Nick was about to say is what a lot of people are probably thinking, unless they don't want you to get a look behind the curtain. And I don't think that's something we want to start talking about.
I'll throw it out there.
Don't.
I mean, look at the shirt he's wearing.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God. The Italian club.
Respect the shield.
A lot of Italian refs.
Uh-huh.
Gene's territory.
Whoa, not Gene.
Hocular.
Oh, Blandino, right?
Gene's is Gene with CBS?
Yeah, he's the best, too.
He's awesome. He's the guy.
Gene's
He's the one who got a standing O when the real refs came back after the Fail Mary game. Remember, he walks out of the tunnel, and I don't know where it was, and they legit, the whole crowd, and he was like, he was juiced. It was the best day of his life.
By the way, good ref. Gene
Yes, he
Steratore.
is.
in multiple sports.
Good
Yes.
ref.
Communicates well. Like he's a normal, like relatable dude on the field. You could ask him a question and he'll be honest. He won't just, a lot of those, especially older guys, like, oh, be quiet, get back in the huddle. Like he would talk to you, like, well, hey man, like I saw you yank his jersey a little bit. You can't do that, man. You got to let go after 5, like stuff like that.
Gene and I had a beautiful relationship. We're both from Western Pennsylvania. He's a Pittsburgh guy as well. And he came to coach training camp. You know how they always send like an NFL crew to your camp to go over the new rules, and then they coach at camp a couple practices and stuff like that. I think I asked a question. He came in with a super Yinzer accent, and I was like, you a Yinzer or something like that? We started talking, and then the next day at camp, he was standing behind me, right, because that's where the head official stands, and I started talking shit to him or whatever, and then I missed one or whatever, and he was like, not your best, not your best, and then he has his whistle or whatever, and from that moment forward, every time we had him as a game, I would go out and we would shit talk each other for 15, 20 seconds before the ball is kicked. And then if I hit a good one, I would always get him running by me, bomb, and then he just dropped. It was like a cool relationship. It was a very cool relationship. He missed a roughing the passer or something that I think everybody thought. And it was like, I didn't get a chance to talk to him until like maybe 15, 20 minutes later because we didn't have to punt for it. And I go out on the field and I'm like, Paisan. And he's like, what's up, Patty, or whatever. I'm like, you fucked up that roughing the passer a couple of minutes. He's like, Pat, we are so far past that. I was like, this is my first time getting to talk to you, Gene. Like he was that guy though. The NHL has those refs. They have that
Wes McCauley.
Wes McCauley. This guy, Wes McCauley, like I think that's how NFL refs should be. I think they should have personality. I don't think they should be scared whenever they're talking to a national audience in a solo shot because they are the representative of the game, right? Whenever they are saying something and they're fumbling and bumbling their words and they don't know who did what or where to go, that makes the game look bad because they are the representative of the game. I've always wanted a ref after a challenge to come out and go, like I said, after review, this son of a bitch stands. I wish that there was a little bit more moxie out of the refs because I think you have to, or you're going to get intimidated on the field. You're going to get lost, and people don't think about refs potentially choking, but these are massive moments for these humans who aren't always in this type of situation. Gene, Hockey Lee, there's a couple other guys that I think have been great, but they're all getting plucked from these networks, getting big money, and then you got the Alberto Riverons ruining calls.
Well, yeah, they what's his name? What's the Fox guy's name? Oh, Pereira. Mike's awesome. He's great on TV. He does a great job explaining it. Gene is with CBS now. Like these guys, not only I'm sure are they getting more money with these networks, their schedule is way better, and they're not the most hated person in America every Sunday.
You remember when Gene took that note card out? And he felt like a genius, by the way. There's still a shot of him looking at the camera, basically, and putting it in his back pocket. And he's like, first down. I don't even need to bring him out. I got it here.
Look good, feel good, play good.
Play good, pay good, die good.